Hi there, my name is Tara Wheeler from the Glengarry Historical Society, and it is my great pleasure to be sitting with Mackie Robertson today. Mackie Robertson is the next speaker in the Glengarry Historical Society Speaker Series. It'll be next Wednesday, December 3rd from 7 to 8 p.m. at the Lancaster Legion. And Mackie is going to be talking to us about some research he's done on 4 young men from the Baynesville, Lancaster area who participated in World War II and who, well, 3 of the 4 men, I'm not going to get into details, we'll let Mackie regale us with that stories, but 3 of the 4 young men actually made it home for Christmas. So it's a very timely story to tell in that we'll be celebrating Christmas shortly. This is our sort of our turkey dinner on this night as well at the Lancaster Legion. And so without further ado, I'm going to switch over and chat with Mackie a bit about this presentation that's coming up. So tell us a little bit about what your presentation is going to be about without giving it away too much.
Well, thank you, Tara, and thanks to the Glengarry Historical Society. 80 years. 80 years ago, the war ended in June. And the messages, of course, came back to parents, families all over the world, really. Mom, Dad, I'll be home for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
So you can just imagine what the feeling must have been.
Pure joy.
My dad was one of those. And in his diary, on June, whatever it was, that the date, or May, of when the actual war ended, writes, "We made it. We made it."
Yeah.
And I thought, whoa, isn't that some statement? He joined, as many young men did, some 18 years old, some 21, 22, average age probably, 23 years old maybe. Yeah. By the end of the war, the average coming out was probably 25, 26. And they had seen more in those 4 years than you and I could ever imagine.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I began to think, well, especially in the case of my dad, that I'd like to do something to honor him, yes, but just say thank you. Mm-hmm. So I chose 4 young men, who 3 who actually grew up in the Baynesville, Lancaster area, 1 who actually grew up in Montreal, but retired to Baynesville and became one of the Liars Club at the Saturday morning restaurant at the Tim Hortons, about how they saved the world. So the young men that I'm going to talk about are, first of all, my dad, Archie Robertson, joined the Air Force in 1941, and then Louis Geoffrion, who was a gentleman born in Montreal, but retired to Baynesville. Len Forney, who grew up sort of halfway between Lancaster and Baynesville, who joined also at a very young age, I think 21. And John Ross, who one of the founding families of the Baynesville area, United Empire Loyalists, who joined actually when he was 18.
Wow, yes.
That was the day you could join. He went into the munitions before that, but he wasn't old enough to join up to the Air Force. So these young men joined up very young, and the most part spent a couple of years in training and then were shipped overseas. And it's the stories that have come out of those young men's experiences and visions, I'm sure, that you and I can't even imagine. So I thought, I'm going to take 2 or 3 of each of their stories and make a 1-hour presentation of these 4 men. Not to say that they were heroes. I am sure that they were petrified beyond what you and I can imagine often. Yeah. And some funny stories, some terribly, terribly tragic stories. And it's sort of interesting, John Ross got home the Christmas before the war ended because he was in the Air Force and was on furlough, sent back to Canada. He had done 35 bombing missions, which is incredible.
Yeah, that's a lot in such a short time.
Because the bomb squadrons, the attrition rate was more than 50%. So to survive 35 missions is pushing your luck. So when they brought him back to Canada, they kept him to the end of the war, but he was, I think, training people at that point. Dad and Louis Geoffrion came back in the summer and in the fall of 1945. And then Len Forney came back almost a year after the war ended. And the reason that he came back is an extraordinarily sad story. It talks about some of the hardest parts of the war that Leonard was through. And Leonard came back and told his story to us. So these are the men that I'm going to talk about next week.
Oh, I cannot wait. What a timely presentation for us. You know, the 80th anniversary, it's right around Christmas, the way things are going on in the world, it's perfect. I can't wait.
You know, the thing is too, it's 80 years. There are very few of those veterans left.
Yeah.
I don't know what the numbers are, but certainly these men would be well into their 90s or 95, 100 perhaps.
Yeah.
So there will be none of them for the 90th anniversary, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So this is a good time to honor them.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Before we close things off, I've been to your presentations in the past, and one thing I always appreciate about your presentations is how visual they are. You know, you really key in on a picture tells 1,000 words, right?
Yeah.
And in this particular presentation, were you able to gather some photographs of these four young men? Yeah.
The families of all four, well, including our own, of course, were very lucky that in some cases they had diaries.
Okay.
And in some cases, family members had done the work for us. So it was just a case of phone calls and explaining what it was for. And they were just absolutely overjoyed that our society was going to try to honor them that way. So, and I did a lot of research myself. The internet's a wonderful thing. If you want to know a certain squadron, the records are all there.
Yeah.
If you want to know a certain kind of airplane, it's right there in front of you.
Yeah.
So that made my work easier. The biggest problem, of course, is to pare it down enough that I can do justice to four men within 1 hour.
Yes, absolutely. I have no doubt that you will. I think just bringing this to our community at this time, this is going to be, I have no doubt, a really, really wonderful evening. Thank you, Mackie, for everything you do to support the history of this area.
Yeah, looking forward to it very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.